What's up, guys? This is the Von Casket, home to the lamest taste. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, all the Von Casket, all one word. We can subscribe, like, and comment, hit the bell for much, much more. We're doing our weekly comic book review. Not as late as last week, still later than I want, but we got it. We're good. We're set. You can check out the playlist for all the other comic book reviews I've been doing weekly for the last 3 years. If you're new to the channel, every Wednesday I get my books from my local comic shop. I read them, I bag and board them, I take pictures for the light box, for mini write-up reviews over on Instagram at The Vinyl Casket, and then I sit down with you guys on YouTube and Twitch and I do a live review. We go indies, Marvel, DC. We rate them 1 through 10, and then I give you a ranking of 5 or 3 depending on how many books I got that week at the end. So tune in, get in the comments, talk about it. I love you guys. But there's gonna be a lot of cuts coming, a lot of drops. My pull list is gonna be basically cutting in half, if not more, just with things going on, and the backgrounds and scenes are going to change a lot. Hopefully, if I still even do it. I'm moving, I got a new place, don't know if I'm going to be able to have a setup like this or have the ability to do videos as frequently. So let's bang it out as we can. Hit that subscribe button, give me a reason to do this, and we're going to start off with Boom Studios issue 3 of Ranger Academy. This is a Power Rangers tie-in. I'm assuming set super into the future, being that one of the Omega Rangers is featured as a teacher here. So it can't be concurrent with what's going on. We also have the Time Force Ranger, Pink Ranger, I think is seen in here, as well as Billy looking a lot older than normal. Really cool. Lots of cameos in this issue. I really like the structuring of this series. I thought it was a little slow. I think last issue kind of set things up, but this issue set a lot of things in motion that I really enjoyed, and I had a blast reading. I'm going to give this an easy 7.5, leaning towards that 8. I think the artwork's great. I just feel like there's just issues that are a little too short. There's like a little not enough happening, or things happen without resolution or build on it. So we're going to move on to IDW. This is issue 4, I believe, a variant cover. This is The Hunger and the Dusk. Love this cover. I love the artwork in this. I love this issue. I love everything about this series. 4 issues in, and I'm convinced I'm not dropping this. This is, if I was to do the heavy drop that I'm thinking I am, I think this is one of the few indies that's going to stay alive, because I don't think it has a long shelf life in general. I think this is probably going to fade out after 12 issues. I don't know how well it's selling, but it is a blast. So if you haven't read this, I suggest doing it. If you're into Skyrim, if you're like the Elder Scrolls series, if you're into Dungeons and Dragons, if you're into the Souls games, World of Warcraft, that whole spiel, I think you're gonna love the setup here. I think you're gonna love this. I think you're gonna really enjoy it a lot. If you're into Lord of the Rings too, would be another one that I think you would highly enjoy the series. Story so far has been great. The build here at the end of this issue was extraordinary. I'm a huge fan. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10, and we're gonna move on to Dynamite Comics. This is issue 3 of the Disney Darkwing Duck spinoff, Negaduck. Variant cover. Love this cover, and this series, especially this issue, is just a ton of fun. It's just a bunch of villains running around doing wacky things. There's no superhero involvement at this moment. Just a bunch of crazy nonsense of supervillains competing with each other, and then his crew, like the whatever their name was, the Fearsome Five or something, come together. He uses them, and after they used all the villains they were with, it was just wild. He gets what he wanted at the end of this issue, and I can't wait to see what he does with it. Really, really just extraordinary series. Dynamite has been killing it with the Disney titles. I wish I had the funds to read more of them, so I've just been sticking with Gargoyles and the Darkwing Duck series. So this is a blast. This is a lot of fun. This is also an 8 out of 10. I just think they blew out of the water with this. Moving on to a disappointment. This is issue 5 of Image Comics' The Sacrificers. So I spoke with my friend Manny Reads Comics over on YouTube and Instagram. recently noticing that he had picked up Sacrificers and had been reading it and had agreed with me that this series is just a little iffy. It's weird. I'm not 100% sure how I feel. I feel like the first issue was like interesting and like I was very curious where they were going. The second issue was like a little weird, but like had that very mysterious build in it, and I was like, okay, where's this going? And then the last two issues and this issue, I've just been a little confused. And the artwork's okay. There's nothing like it's trying to do what Hunger and Dusk is trying to do with this gritty, weird creature kind of thing, but I feel like the details aren't refined enough here, and they aren't like as crisp, and just something about the quality of the art doesn't do what it really is trying to, which is it's trying to have this weird Lord of the Rings, futuristic, sci-fi, Star Trek, Star Wars kind of feel, and it just doesn't work in its the way I want. The reveal of this big villain kind of guy who's killing all these people, and the whole sacrificer gimmick is revealed to be the same species as the character we've been following since issue 1, which is weird, and I don't know where they're going with it. And they just killed off like the princess, so like I just don't know where this is going. Like I'm like, oh, there's no way they're gonna kill the princess, they're just gonna torture her. No, they kill her. Like how does this even happen? Like she's been this build of being this big important character and then nothing. I don't know. I think this is gonna be a drop for me. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10, and I'm gonna move on. But Image Skybound released issue 3 of Transformers, which is stellar. I might be considering dropping Void Rivals, but I'm definitely going to stick with Transformers. The rebuild of this universe where there's references to G1, there's references to Robots in Disguise, there's references to Energon and all those series, right? All the series that I've grown up watching and loving, they're all kind of referenced. It's kind of like they took this and they all pushed it together. 3 different universes where they all had different ways of getting to Earth and everything. Obviously, we have the big ship from G1, but like Energon and all these other references are very heavily in there, and it's very gritty. It's a very an adult book, and I love it. I really do love this. I love everything about it. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10, and I'm moving on. Now we get into Marvel. One book this week, and it goes off of something that came out last week, which was that one-shot First Strike Gang War event, right? This is Amazing Spider-Man. This is the next issue. I don't know the number because he's varying covers, which I complained about. Don't have the numbers on it. But this is the next issue of Spider-Man and the first following issue of Gang War. I'm not picking up any of this. I'm not picking up Luke Cage, Elektra, Spider-Woman. I'm not picking up any of those. I'm reading Miles and I'm reading Amazing Spider-Man, and that's it. This is a wraparound cover that I can't fully show you. It's awesome. This was really cool. They go into the fight. At the end of the last issue, they were like, I got to build a team. And I'm assuming the team was built in those spin-off issues. And we have a team. She-Hulk's involved, which I'm shocked that they didn't say anything about She-Hulk having a solo spin-off. I guess because she already has an ongoing. She-Hulk's involved. Miles, Spider-Woman, and Elektra Daredevil. Amazing, loved it. This was just a super cool book. I'm gonna give this a 7.5 out of 10. I think there's definitely some artwork improvements, but storyline wise, I really enjoyed this and I had a lot of fun. Okay, moving on to DC. We have issue 4, Fire and Ice. Welcome to Smallville. It was okay. This is a series that I really want to enjoy, and I've been fighting myself on it. I like the artwork. It's cartoony, it's campy, it's fun. I like these characters. I like how they're vocalized. I like the new characters they're adding in. Just to focus on all these random D-list villains running around, playing with them, and this whole issue with Lobo was weird, and all the different relationships they're trying to build. I don't think it's for me. As much as I want it to be, as much as I love Justice League of America and the whole thing, I don't think this is for me. And I want it to be, and it's not. I've read this issue. It was okay. It was fun. I can't give it anything higher than like a 5.5, and I don't want to be reading 5.5s. I don't have the budget. I don't have the room. I can't do 5.5s. So this is unfortunately probably gonna get dropped next month. Yeah, 5.5 Fire and Ice. Kind of sucks because I was enjoying the other issues, and I probably gave them higher than they deserve just based off of my enjoyment. But really diving into it and looking at it, didn't deserve that. Okay, this issue though, issue 4 of Blue Beetle variant cover cardstock, was amazing. The Scarab Wars storyline with the Blood Scarab, and now like figuring out we get an identity to the Blood Scarab. We have a strong connection to his friend group. His aunts and grandmother and whatever are really involved. Starfire's been really involved. I'm really liking this. I can't wait for him to like fully flush join the Titans, like the current roster of the Titans. I feel like during Beast World, the event going on right now, that he's somehow going to get involved. Awesome book, awesome ongoing. I love it. Blue Beetle gets a 7.5. There's room for improvement. And then finally we have issue 140 of Batman. Weird storyline going on, making me question my decision to continue reading. I know the Batman storylines are pretty fast moving, and within 2 months we'll probably be in a completely different direction than we are right now. But right now we're still with the Abin stuff, which is leaking out of the last couple of storylines have leaked onto each other. So you had Failsafe, the lift went into like Batman going to another world, which both of those had to do with Abin Sur, like kind of playing with his head. And then he comes back and Abin Sur is given his whole problem. He does the whole Gotham Wars thing. Abin Sur's in the back of his head, finally gets out of it. Abin Sur just took over. He's going after the Joker. He's fighting other Abin Surs that came into his head because of the other universes that he touched with Failsafe. So everything's kind of tying into each other, but they're fast moving storylines. It's cool. It's interesting. The artwork's okay. I just don't know. Nothing cool has happened that I've wanted to happen. So hopefully they start moving in a direction that I'm more inclined for, and I get a better storyline. Otherwise, right now it's just a 7 out of 10, and it's on that bridge for me. So we're gonna move on to the top 5, which I'm pretty sure I know what made it and what didn't. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I think this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go Ranger Academy at 5. I'm gonna go Blue Beetle at 4. I'm gonna do. This is hard. Negaduck at 3, Transformers at 2, and Hunger and Dust is pick of the week. If you're not reading this, I highly suggest you hop on it. It's an amazing series. And that's all I got for you guys. Stay tuned to the Instagram, The Vinyl Casket, for write-ups on this stuff. Last week's books are on there right now. And stay tuned to the YouTube channel for a ton of other movie-related, film-related videos coming out, trailer reactions and reviews. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much. This is The Vinyl Casket, home to Lamest Taste. Should be out on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, all one word, The Vinyl Casket. Where you subscribe, like, and comment, hit the bell for much, much more. And do me a massive favor and stay lame.